The phone buzzed on the kitchen counter like a venomous insect, its screen lighting up with her name, Lila, in bold letters that suddenly felt like a curse. I picked it up, thumb swiping absent-mindedly while stirring pasta sauce, the tangy aroma of tomatoes and garlic filling our cramped apartment. The message hit like a freight train. "Pack your stuff. I'm bringing someone home tonight." My hand froze, spoon dripping red onto the stovetop with a sizzle that echoed the burn in my chest. Shock numbed me first, a cold wave crashing over the cozy evening I'd planned. Candles, her favorite wine, a desperate attempt to bridge the growing distance. Then fury erupted, hot and blinding, my vision blurring as I reread the words. Was this a joke? A typo? But no, the intent was crystal clear. Betrayal, casual and cruel, typed out in seconds to shatter 3 years of my life. Heartbreak clawed deeper, a raw ache twisting my gut as I slumped against the counter, the cool granite biting into my palms. How could she? Lila, with her infectious laugh and the way she'd curl into me during storms, now discarding me like yesterday's trash. Resentment bubbled up, layered with humiliation, picturing her with him, whoever he was, in our bed, while I packed boxes like a evicted tenant. My mind reeled in denial. Maybe it's a prank or she's testing me. But the timestamps showed she'd been distant for weeks. Late nights at work, evasive answers, the scent of unfamiliar cologne on her clothes. Obsession took hold, fantasies flashing. Confronting her, screaming accusations, or worse, waiting in the dark to witness the horror. Doubt crept in. Had I driven her away? My long hours at the firm, the arguments over money. Guilt mingled with the rage, a toxic brew that left me trembling. I typed back, fingers flying in a haze of cold resolve. Already packed. Keys on the counter. Enjoy your night. Send. The whoosh of the message sealed it, a quiet act of defiance that masked the storm inside. No begging, no questions, just severance. I stared at the screen, waiting for dots to appear, but nothing. Silence amplified the suspense. Each tick of the wall clock a hammer blow. The apartment, once a haven with its mismatched thrift store furniture and her abstract paintings on the walls, now felt like a prison. I moved mechanically, grabbing a duffel from the closet. The zippers rasped like tearing flesh. Shirts, jeans, laptop. Essentials only, leaving her trinkets behind as petty barbs. The air grew heavy with the sauce's scorch, smoke curling up like my rising vengeance. As dusk fell, casting long shadows through the blinds, I sat on the couch, beer in hand, the bitter foam mirroring my mood. Inner thoughts churned. Why fight for someone who didn't want me? Yet the moral conflict gnawed. Revenge tempted, but at what cost? I imagined slashing tires, keying cars, but those were cartoonish, unsatisfying. No, it needed to be surgical, exposing her duplicity without staining my hands. Fear whispered. What if she laughed it off, turned it against me? The phone buzzed again. Not her, but a notification from our shared bank app. A recent withdrawal. $500 to a hotel? Suspicion deepened. Hints of a longer affair emerging. I scrolled through old texts, her "I love you's" now hollow echoes. A knock at the door jolted me, tension coiling like a spring. Not Lila, too early. Through the peephole a stranger, mid-30s, rumpled suit, eyes shadowed with fatigue. "Mark. I'm Jake, Lila's brother." His voice muffled through the wood, but the resemblance was uncanny. Same sharp jaw, green eyes. Opened, wary. "She mentioned you," I lied, stepping aside. The hallway light haloed him, casting eerie flickers on the walls. He entered, glancing at my bag. "Going somewhere?" His tone held suppressed rage, a mirror to mine. Over coffee, black steaming in mismatched mugs, we talked. Jake's story spilled. Lila's patterns, her history of flings during college. His warnings ignored. "She's my sister, but she's toxic. Cheated on her ex too." His words revealed secrets. Manipulation veiled in charm. Dialogue flowed naturally. "Why tell me now?" I asked, voice steady despite the turmoil. "Saw her with him last week. Couldn't stay silent." Him, the boss, married, promising promotions. Layered motivations emerged. Jake's guilt over past enabling. His own failed marriage echoing ours. Suspense built subtly. Was he ally or opportunist? His hand trembled on the mug, hinting at deeper resentment. As night deepened, rain pattering against windows like accusatory fingers, we plotted loosely. "Don't just leave," Jake said, eyes intense. "Make her feel it." Ideas simmered, quiet, strategic. Change locks but legally. No better. Document everything exposed to family work. My inner conflict raged. Vengeance felt justified, but morally gray, ruining lives. Yet obsession grew, fantasies sharpening. Jake left with a nod, his parting words. "Call if you need backup." Alone I paced. The apartment's creaks amplifying paranoia. Lila's key in the lock soon. I grabbed my bag but paused at her dresser, a hidden envelope catching my eye. Letters affectionate from him. Fuel. I left, keys clinking on the counter like a gauntlet thrown. Driving through slick streets, neon signs blurring in the downpour. Heartbreak ebbed into resolve. Hotel room, sterile, lonely. The bed's crisp sheets a stark contrast to our tangled ones. Sleep evaded, mind racing. Denial faded. Planning began. Tomorrow reconnaissance. Days blurred in a slow burn. I crashed at a friend's, couch lumpy, air thick with takeout. Work suffered. Staring at spreadsheets, numbers swimming as resentment festered. Texts from Lila. "Where are you? We need to talk." Ignored, each one a victory. Jake met me at a dive bar, with sticky under elbows. Jukebox crooning betrayal anthems. "She's panicking," he said, sliding a photo, her with the boss time-stamped. From her cloud, hacked it. His tech skills, a hidden talent, added complexity. Brotherly love or vendetta? Dialogue tensed. Why help? Family's everything, except when it's not. Suppressed rage leaked, foreshadowing. Inner thoughts brutal. I fantasized her downfall. Job loss, isolation, doubted my spine. Fear of backlash. Lawsuits. Moral qualms. Guilt over involving Jake, potentially fracturing siblings. But humiliation replayed. The text, a digital slap. We gathered more emails via Jake's access. Fair months old, promotions tied. Cold resolve solidified. Expose anonymously. One evening stakeout, parked outside her apartment, shadows lengthening. She arrived with him laughing hand in hand. Jealousy spiked, but I snapped photos, flash off, heart pounding. Suspense mounted. Would they spot me? Rain drummed on the roof, wipers slashing. Back at the hotel, images burned into my screen, evidence mounting. By week's end the plan crystallized. Leaked to HR, her family. But a call from Lila shattered the quiet. "Mark, please. It's not what you think." Voice tearful, manipulative. I hung up, but doubt seeded. Maybe explanations.
Well.
The pursuit ignited. The email draft glowed on my laptop screen in the dim hotel room, cursor blinking like a heartbeat. Accusations typed in stark black, attachments heavy with proof. Subject: concerns regarding employee conduct. Anonymous sender routed through VPN. Jake's setup. My finger hovered over send. Tension thick as the musty air. Scented with stale coffee. Obsession peaked. Visions of Lila's face crumpling in HR's office. The boss's marriage imploding. But guilt surged. Was this poetic justice or descent into darkness? Moral conflict tore at me. Revenge felt authentic, layered with regret. What if innocence suffered? Her parents doting, unaware. I hit send, the whoosh, a release in a chain. No turning back. Pacing the carpet, worn threads underfoot, I imagined fallout. Whispers at work, her isolation mirroring mine. Fear gripped. What if traced? Jail. But cold resolve pushed. She deserved it. Jake texted. Done on my end, family alerted. His involvement deepened suspense. Hidden motives. His eyes at the bar held shadows. perhaps using me to purge his own demons. Morning brought chaos. Phone exploded, missed calls from Lila, voicemails escalating. What the hell, Mark? HR's investigating. Tearful, then furious. You bastard. Satisfaction mingled with heartbreak, her voice cracking old wounds. I replied once. You started this. Succinct, suppressing rage. Work called. Boss sympathetic to my personal leave, unaware of ties. I wandered streets, autumn leaves crunching like brittle promises, air crisp with change. Jake met at a cafe, steam rising from lattes like secrets unveiled. She's spiraling, he said, voice low over clinking cups. Dialogue revealed layers. Mom's devastated, always favored her. His resentment surfaced, authentic childhood favoritism. His sacrifices overlooked. This evens it. Moral complexity. Ally turned co-conspirator, gray as the overcast sky. Suspense built, whispers of his plan's extent. Not just exposure but financial sabotage. Withdrew joint funds. Asked alarmed. A shrug. She'd do the same. Inner turmoil raged. Fantasies shifted from justice to excess. Doubt flooded. Was I puppet or partner? Planning intensified, quiet calculations. Next, public shaming? No, too crude. Instead, tip media, local scandal. But fear halted. Consequences, my career. Guilt over her pain, once loved. Confrontation loomed. Lila ambushed at my hotel, banging door, eyes wild, makeup streaked. How could you? She burst in, perfume cloying, familiar. Dialogue raw. You threw me out via text. I shot back, voice breaking. With him in our home. Tears flowed, revelations. Affair from boredom, his promises false. I was wrong, but this? You're destroying me. Manipulation. Or truth? Heart softened momentarily, obsession wavering. But resentment hardened. Too late. She left sobbing, door slamming like finality. Alone, moral gray enveloped. Revenge's thrill soured. Jake called. Boss fired. Divorce incoming. Triumph but hollow. Twist brewed slowly. Digging deeper, hacking her emails myself, skills from college. I found threads. Jake's messages to her months back. Encouraging the affair. He's better for you. Shock jolted, fury redirected. Confronted him at his apartment. Rain lashing windows, thunder rumbling. You set this up. Voice steady, suppressed rage. He confessed, unrepentant. She ruined my life, stole my inheritance idea, charmed dad. Sibling rivalry deep-seated. Used you as tool. Betrayal layered. My pain collateral. But twist. He'd framed the boss too, fabricated evidence. Psychological impact hit. I'd abetted lies. Rage peaked, but resolve shifted. I leaked all Jake's manipulations to police, anonymously. Arrests followed, fraud charges. Lila cleared partially but scarred. Months later, in a new apartment, sun filtering through clean windows, I reflected. Heartbreak faded, guilt lingered. Revenge's consequences. Freedom but loneliness. Twist's justice. All paid, including me, morally gray but wiser.